What's up, Sooner Nation? Welcome back to the Sooner Surge as we get going with this instant reaction video after game one of Bedlam softball, where OU takes the loss tonight, 6-3 against OSU in game one of the series at Love's Field. And before we get started this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, be a part of what's going on. Also, go to fanstop.com. Look at these great shirts. You can get them at fanstop.com. Sign up for the Shirt of the Month Club. Use code SURGE. You'll get 10% off your first 3 months. And Hunter, very, very disappointing opening game of this series. We talked about it last night, how this series is huge for momentum for Oklahoma to get the bats going, and the bats did not get going.
Yeah, you had bases loaded in the first, and I mean, 1 run to show for it. Like, that just cannot happen. When you have those opportunities, like Oklahoma State made 3 errors tonight. OU was not able to make them pay for that. I mean, OU walked quite a bit, a lot more than I'm sure OSU is accustomed to giving up. You had 8 walks tonight for the Cowgirl pitching staff, and Oklahoma's still only able to plate 3 runs. They leave 8 on base. I mean, you just – it seemed like there was at times early on, especially, where Oklahoma State was doing everything they could to lose that game if Oklahoma would just take advantage of those opportunities. They just didn't do it tonight.
Well, perfect example, first inning. OSU scores, there's a replay, OU gets the call. So you go back in the bottom of first, 0-0. You get bases loaded all on walks from their pitcher, and you can't take advantage of it. You get 1 run because they walked a runner in. I mean, it's just you had your chance, the momentum was in your favor, and you put up 1 run. And that kind of was the story of the game. And, you know, no home runs tonight for Oklahoma. OSU was more of the power team tonight. And I don't know, even after OSU won that game, I mean, they were excited, but it was almost like, hey, they kind of – I don't know. I don't – right now, the way Oklahoma's playing, I'm just they're going to have to turn the gear on for me, man. There's just a lot of things like today. You know, Maxwell, she started off a little slow, got out of it, but then she just didn't have her best stuff. And Hunter, I mean, then they brought Deal in, and I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. Kirsten Deal's not a relief pitcher, in my opinion. I think she pitches way better from starting role and not out of the bullpen. And I wish they maybe would have just brought Keeney in, but can't second guess. I'm not going to second guess Patty Gasso. I'm just that's a concern for me. If you go look at Deal, every time she's come in relief, it hasn't been great.
Yeah, it didn't work out tonight, but I mean, I think it all again goes back to the offense. I mean, just looking at the comparisons of the box score. The runners on, Oklahoma was 2 for 14 tonight. With bases loaded, they didn't get a hit. I mean, 0 for 2 in those opportunities. You have to plate runs. I mean, you said it. They walked the bases loaded in the first inning. To only get 1 run, so you have Ella Parker, and then you have Alina Torres flying out. I mean, you just cannot do that. And then just the errors later on in the game. I mean, they were given second chances on errors that should be out, plays that should be outs that were errors. And, I mean, when you reach on a fielding error, you got to keep the inning going. I mean, they did it once later on with the dropped foul ball in the 6th inning to try to get something going. But still, I mean, you only get 1 run out of that inning. You got to be able to take advantage of your opportunities. And you mentioned it, Jay. Oklahoma State kind of not getting too excited for the win. I mean, I feel like that's how a top 4 team should act. They're the number 4 team in the country.
Yeah,
but like it tonight. I think it's kind of just them knowing that they are a very good softball team and that winning on the road at Love's Field is kind of just an expectation.
Yeah, I just thought with them beating Kelly Maxwell and all that stuff, it might be a little more dramatic. But, hey, OU, I mean, where do you go? Here's the facts of the matter. Unless Texas loses a game in the series this weekend, OU's not winning the Big 12 regular season. They lost that chance unless Texas loses. Okay, you still need to go take care of business and win the series because you want to be able to host a super regional. I promise you, at Love's Field. So, and OU's got to figure some things out. I mean, especially at the plate. If you go back and look, at. I mean, I don't have it in front of me, but the teams they played that have been ranked and pretty good over the last. I mean, you got Texas, Oklahoma. I mean, they haven't put up many runs at all. I mean, that's a fact. Is that a fact? That's a fact. They lost 2 games to Texas 2-1.
So won both games.
So
they had the biggest difference in those games was they had 6 hits in each of those games. They were hitting the ball, just not scoring. And tonight, I mean, until late, they just weren't hitting the ball. I mean, really, they weren't at all. They had 3 hits all game. They walked 8 times. You got to be able to score there. Yeah, you're looking the offensive leaders for Oklahoma is Cassidy Pickering, 1 for 4 with an RBI. Then Alina Torres, 1 for 3 with a double. That does not cut it against a top 5 team in the country in Oklahoma State. You cannot win those games because, I mean, look at the flip side of it. Carly Godwin for Oklahoma State, 3 for 4 with a double, or 2 doubles, a home run, and 4 RBIs. I mean, they got timely hits. They got extra base hits. They had 6 of them as a team. That's what you got to do to win these big games.
Yeah, and there's a couple of things with this year's team that you can say, I think, fairly, and I think it is. One of them is Maxwell's a really good pitcher. They don't have a pitcher like Jordy Ball last year was unbelievable. They don't have somebody that says, go out there. I don't matter if we score or not. I'm going to shut it down. I think that was known. The bulldog mentality is what I mean.
And that was known going into the season.
That's right.
Jordy Ball is an unreplaceable player.
Irreplaceable, yeah.
I mean, you cannot replace her. She was really a one-of-one talent, most dominant pitcher in the game at the time. And then, I mean, there's a few other ones in the game right now. Najari Kennedy's one of them. But, I mean, you knew that was going to be the issue for Oklahoma. But even then, I don't think Oklahoma should be having games where they're scoring less than 3 or less runs. You got to be able to get some hits, get extra base hits. I mean, they've hit the ball with extra base hit wise very well at Love's Field since its opening in March. And tonight, I mean, you had the one from Alina Torres.
Yeah, 1 extra base hit. Just a disappointing performance, man, is all you can say at the plate tonight. I mean, all around, really. It just wasn't a good performance. And now you got game 2 tomorrow at noon. And who knows on the weather tomorrow with the rain, how that's going to affect it. But noon first pitch tomorrow. And I would expect Kirsten Deal to get the start. I'm not a lip reader, but it kind of looked like Patty Gasso told her when she went out there to pull her for Keeney. She said, get ready for tomorrow. Pull you, get ready. So I don't know. I just expect her to start game 2 and May game 3. Or who knows if they pitch Maxwell again. I don't know. But you got to get the bats going. I mean, I don't know what it's going to take, but they have to get going tomorrow, and they have to have a great game tomorrow offensively, Hunter.
Yeah, it's May 3rd, Friday night, May 3rd. I mean, this is the last regular season series of the season. You have Big 12, then you have regionals, then you have super regionals. They got to get it together. I mean, the season isn't over. It's not they can't win a 4th straight national championship. They're capable of it. I mean, I think everyone knows that they are capable of it. Right now, they are just not playing to that level. They got to turn it around, and they got to find a way to win this series against Oklahoma State. Or, I mean, you kind of alluded to it. Series loss. I don't know how, with the way they have been treated in the rankings after losses, how they would stay in that top 8.
Yeah, we'll see. And we'll see if it changes tomorrow. And, Hunter, you said it. This team can still win a natty. That's not out of the realm. No one's saying that. In fact, I think it doesn't matter if they don't host a super regional. I can promise you no team wants to see Oklahoma in their regional or super regional. So there's that. But things have to change offensively. They got to get the bats going. Let's hope it starts tomorrow. there at Love's Field. Appreciate you guys watching this as always. There's our instant reaction from Game 1 at Love's Field as OSU takes the victory 6-3. Till next time, guys. Boomer.